afternoon, folks. Big Bo with RVs with Big Bo in Parkway RV Center. And guys, I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. I know I did. And you know, back at work today, I'm kind of, like I said earlier on this week, I'm kind of taking it easy, just coming in for a little bit and maybe just pop a few videos up this week. But today I figured, hey, day after Christmas, let's do a Class C. So just got in this 2014 Thor Freedom Elite. Great floor plan. It's called the Model 31L, and it has 2 slide outs with awning toppers. It has 52,000 miles. Very well cared for by the previous owner. I think that goes a long way. I've got it priced thousands under NADA retail with no options, just adding for the miles. And let's take a look at it, guys. Total length of this 31L is 32.5 feet, so it's still an ideal size for older parks and state parks and things like that that have limited sites for bigger coaches or no sites at all for bigger coaches. And still give you a lot of space. This has got a great floor plan for a Class C with a huge living room and more that you'll see when we go inside. Tires look almost brand new. We drove this thing about 700-800 miles here. It did great. Bought it for some people down in Florida for sale by owners. Just outside looks good. No delamination. You know, this thing brand new was about $100,000, and now they're about $135,000. So definitely gone up in price for new ones. But you know, I got this one $57,900, so you don't have to worry about either one of those. 4 kW generator, Onan, running right now with 530 hours, which seems like all RVs, guys, you get for every 10,000 miles, you get roughly about 100 hours of generator use on average. So it's right there with that. Got a backup camera that works. It does have a hitch on the back, 5,000 pound tow capacity. It is built on a 4D 450 chassis. It's got the 6.8 liter Triton V10, 362 horsepower, and plenty of torque, 457 pound-feet of torque. Corners aren't beat up. I mean, for an 8-year-old coach, this thing really is in nice shape. It does have the ride air suspension, so you can adjust it. You know, you want to put more air in it if you're going to be towing, or a little bit less air if you're driving normal. I've got the same system on mine. I keep my airbags on about 60 pounds unless I'm towing something. Of course, got that good looking forward front end. Like the cab over, there's no windows on the front. I got everything on the inside, even got the AC on, guys. It's about 65 degrees out here, guys. I was in Dahlonega, Georgia yesterday. It was 73 degrees day after Christmas. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Gotta love the weather, though. That's what I tell people. When you're camping in the South, it's year-round camping. There's no off-season. That's one thing I do love down here is the winters, even though I do like cold weather, but or summertime you pay for it, so because it gets hot down here. But let's look inside, guys. This is a great floor plan. I like it because it's got a great living area, and it's actually got a lot of counter space in the kitchen compared to most Class C motorhomes. And you, of course, I got my water bottle there, sorry about that. So you got all this extra countertop space. You've got a great place for your television right across from the sleeper sofa. And I'm going to point out a couple of things that previous owners did that just tells me they took good care of it. First of all, guys, as anybody knows that has looked at one or has owned one from about 2010 to about 2016 or 17 in a Thor, a Coachman, and several other brands that used the cheaper grade furniture, they had that flaking furniture problem. This one would have had would have been right in the middle of it for the flaking furniture issue. Previous owners had the sofa reupholstered, sleeper sofa, and the dinette cushions reupholstered. So right there tells me they really cared about the motorhome, because you know most people just ignore it or put a slip cover over. They actually had all this recovered, had all the and we didn't do this either, had all the trim pieces recovered to match. So, and of course the front seats are cloth, so you don't really have to worry about those flaking. But 52,588.7 miles. You can see no check engine lights, no warning lights. It does have an aftermarket backup camera, which works, but a lot of people don't realize you have to plug that in to the 12-volt accessory plug, and then to activate the camera, you have to turn the marker lights on or your headlights on, either one, because that's what powers a camera, and it works great. Got a, this is in between a full and a queen bed on the cab over. So you use queen size sheets, it'll just be a little bit loose. But it's bigger than a full, smaller than a queen. So you've actually got sleeping for two up here. And there's your ladder. And this is this cushion right here has got a board sewn into the bottom of it so that you can lay it down here and not fall through if you roll over on that side of the bed. It just makes it easier to get it out of the cab. Power windows, power locks, radio, dash air is cold. In fact, I may cut that air off. It's getting a little chilly in here. Got a 82-inch tall ceiling height. I do like that. You know, you got lots of drawer space, cabinet space. No carpet. I also like that. And you've got some nice detail. Like you look at the facade around the slide out, you've got a little bit of there. You've got some nice cabinets. You know, it's a nice looking motor home. It's been well cared for. 3-burner stovetop oven, all clean. Doesn't look like it's had a lot of use. Microwave, high point microwave. Looks good, clean. Refrigerator, which is already getting cold. I've had this thing running for a little bit. Freezer's already starting to get cold in the back, so we know it works. But you can see, guys, it's one thing I look for is not only how clean the refrigerator is, I look at the racks, because you want to see, if you see scrape marks here and there, that means that they probably lived in it and they put a lot of unnecessary wear and tear. You know, nothing wrong with the live-in unit as long as it's priced accordingly, but you got to realize, guys, when you buy one that's been lived in, for every year it's been lived in, it's about 8 years worth of average recreational use. So versus somebody that's kept it for a recreational camper, it's going to have a lot more wear and tear, and this one has none of that. And that's one of the signs that I look for is inside the refrigerator. And of course it takes that a few more hours to get to operating temp, but when you start feeling the freezer in the back getting cold, and 99% of the time, if you wait about 5 or 6 hours, 7 hours, however how long it takes, the refrigerator will be cold and at operating temp as well. And of course you've got a pantry right here. You know, it's got your typical bed and bath setup for Class C, split bath, queen bed in the back. But skylight, it's not bleached yellow in here. That's another sign I look for, guys, is if one has been stored outside a lot, not being covered up, then the UV rays over the years coming through that skylight will bleach this plastic surround a bright yellow. And it's still good and white, so right there tells me that besides when it was being used, it's not been stored outside. And of course you have your water closet with your RV toilet. You've got a stainless steel sink, double medicine cabinet, a vent fan. I always like to look for ductwork for the heat in your bathroom, because there's a lot of plumbing in here that can freeze if you didn't have ductwork for your furnace in here. And of course it's also got ductwork for air. One little cool upgrade that they put in here in the bedroom, which honestly I would do the same thing myself because I like a ceiling fan, is the previous owners installed a ceiling fan in here, and that's just where they ran the wiring to the switch, which flip it on, you got a ceiling fan in a Class C. That's cool. Queen Island bed, east-west bed, original bedspread, which is also a sign that it's not been lived in. Well, they still keep the original bedspread on there, and it's in good shape. Mattress looks good. There's your pop-out emergency exit window. A lot of closet space in this one, guys. And also, note to self, don't open the ceiling fan, the closet with the ceiling fan running. I should have seen that coming. I do have a TV back here. And another closet. What we got up here? Okay. Well, that's one way to do it. That's a DVD or Blu-ray player or something like that. So, cool. You know, and I'll tell you a little trick. I'm not a big TV fan, but a little trick you can do, especially when you got this right here. Here's the thing, guys, and this is the truth about RVing. Internet's a luxury. You know, you can buy boosters like the Wii Boost and the Kingdoms and all that stuff, and it will help draw in a signal if there's one there to draw in as far as cellular and Wi-Fi. I know a lot of people make their phone a hotspot, which most of the time what I do. But there's going to be some campgrounds that you're not going to have either. And of course, you know, instead of carrying a bunch of DVDs or Blu-rays, what you can do is get you a flash drive and take your DVD Blu-ray collection, download it to the flash drive, stick the flash drive in there, and you just got a thumb drive versus a handful or a stack of DVDs you got to carry, and it'll help save a little space. So that's something I always like to point out to people. And you've always got your favorite, you know, movies and television shows and all that on your flash drive. So of course, it just depends, guys. You know, I don't watch a lot of TV when I'm camping because I like to enjoy the great outdoors. I carry my fishing gear, my metal detector, hike, stuff like that. So, and I know it's funny, people look at me, you're 300 plus pounds and you hike, but you'd be surprised, you know, how much I like to get out and see nature and all that good stuff. So, but anyway, I've actually got another Class C that came in too, a Bunkhouse Jayco Red Hawk, which I may shoot today, I might not, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one on though. But this particular one is 57.9. Very nice condition, and like all of our used RVs, guys, we do guarantee roof air conditioner to get cold, which I can go ahead and personally guarantee you that's already cold right now. We guarantee the refrigerator freezer to get to operating temp as well on its way to that. We guarantee slide outs to work, and we guarantee generator to run and put out like it's supposed to, and of course for this thing to go down the road like it's supposed to. It's got almost brand new tires on it, 50,000 miles. There's no issues there, no check engine lights, none of that. Like I said, it's been very well cared for, and that's the secret to buying any used vehicle. If you get one that's been neglected and parked for years at a time, no matter how low the price is, you're going to be doing some work to it. You can get one like this that's the miles are not too low, not too high. It's just about the perfect balance for an 8-year-old RV, and that they actually went through and recovered the upholstery instead of letting it go and things like that, guys. That says a lot about less maintenance that you're going to do on it to the new owners. So you know, just little things I look for, guys, and you know, y'all may think it's silly, but you know, I look at a lot of things differently being in this business. I know what to look for being in this business for 25 years than probably the average RV consumer does. And you know, if I was looking for this style Class C myself, this pretty much hits all the check marks as far as the things that I look for on overall condition. No smoke or pet odors. Of course, may not be to some people, but that's a huge thing to me. I don't smoke, wife doesn't, and we don't carry pets with us. So, you know, that's always a huge thing. That's why I always say that about smoke and pet odors, because that's a big deal to me. It may not be to some people, but it is to me. And there's nothing wrong with carrying pets. I just personally prefer to just take my family. But yeah, guys, this is I like this motorhome. I think it's clean. That's why I went ahead and shot it today. But let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And it still sleeps. I mean, you got to realize you sleep 2 in the back, you sleep 4 in here, 2 up top. That sleeps 8. So this will carry a family, a couple of adults. I mean, they're all double beds or queen beds. So you got full and queen beds both. So you got plenty of sleeping in here. And they, you know, and people ask me all the time, hey, this, you know, I'm looking for my first motor home. I don't have any experience with RVing. So I'm on a lot of Facebook groups, probably the same ones a lot of y'all are on, and people ask for advice all the time. What do you recommend for your first motor home? Well, guys, I have the same answer every time. Buy a Class C motor home at several years old. Something like this you can learn the ropes on. They're a lot simpler to operate than a Class A. They're great for occasional use. And I always tell people, go with an older Class C or one a few years old like this. Still in good shape, but it's half price what it costs new. So you're not risking as much money as going out buying a new 2022 model than having it spend the first 3 months of the first year you own it getting all the factory defects fixed under warranty, sitting in a dealer service lot. Something like this, obviously the previous owners have worked the bugs out a long time ago. And you can take something like this, guys, you can use it for a couple of years and still get the majority of your money back if you sold it or traded it. And versus going out and buying a brand new one and losing a ton of money on it in the first couple of years. It's a great way to learn RVing with having just enough stuff that it makes it comfortable for you, but not overabundance of different steps and different technology and different things that can go wrong with it. Very simple to operate and very easy to drive. And then after you've owned one for a couple of years, if it's your first RV, you know, one thing you'll learn if you even like RVing or not, because, you know, RVing's for a lot of people, but it's not for everybody. And that's why I don't understand these people that sell their house and go full-time RVing and have never even spent the night in an RV before. They have no idea what they're doing. And most of those people live to regret that decision because they've sold their house, they bought a new camper, their home is sitting in a dealer service yard for the first, for 3 months, 2 to 3 months, the first year you own it, getting all the kinks worked out from the factory while you're staying in a hotel because you don't have a house anymore. And you don't know, I mean, that's what I'm saying, guys. And by the time you figure out RVing's not for you, you done lost a ton of money on the camper. Real estate prices have gone up, so you're going to spend way more for a house like you just sold than what you sold yours for. And it's just I see it every day, guys. I get calls every day. People, oh, I bought an RV to live in, lived in it for 3 months, I hate it. What can you give me for it? Problem is, if they still owe on it, they're stuck in it. So, you know, I did one the other day that Transcend, that the people just did not like it, did not like RVing, did not like staying in it. And they just decided to sell it. And it only took them a week or two to figure that out. So, like I said, guys, it's for a lot of people, not everybody. But if you are looking to full-time RV, I do recommend gaining some experience by buying an RV, and a used one, and using it recreationally for a couple of years before deciding to take the plunge into the full-time. And that will answer a lot of questions the right way, by experience. You know, somebody can tell you an answer to questions all day long, but until you actually experience it, you're never really going to truly know what you're doing. So anyway, and like I said, something like this, you're not risking a ton of money compared to a brand new one that's 130 grand, and it's something you can always sell or trade to get out of. And yes, we do have financing available with approved credit, down payment. We do offer delivery service, $1.50 a loaded mile, roughly, depends on where you got to go. We do offer trade-ins. We do take trade-ins. And all of our financing, of course, with approved credit and down payment with no dealer interest rate markup. So we're going to save you thousands of dollars on financing compared to the big dealers, simply because we don't mark interest rates up over what you got approved for. And we don't have any fees besides applicable sales tax. And of course, Georgia residents do have to pay a $100 highway impact fee and a $40 to $50 tag and title fee, just like any vehicle they buy in Georgia. But that's Georgia residents only, nothing to do with out of state. So, and that is a haggle-free, firm price, like all of our prices. If I cut that darn air off. Whew. It don't take those things long to cool it off. Thank you for watching my video, guys. I really appreciate it. Smash me a thumbs up if you don't care. Let me know you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment, share on social media. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, RVs with Big Bo. I'll try to do this Jayco today, you know, depending on what I got going on. If I don't, I'll do it tomorrow, next day. But thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate it, guys. And feel free to like my Facebook page, RVs with Big Bo. You can actually message me through there. I'm not in sales, unfortunately, so I can't sell you an RV. I do the marketing, but I don't mind answering a question or giving advice from my 25 years plus experience as a RV owner and working at an RV dealerships and doing everything and anything and everything you can think of when it comes to RVs. Owning one, working on one, delivering, transporting them for a living, selling them, buying them, financing them. I've done about every position at an RV dealership you can think of, and I don't mind giving you a little bit of inside information, advice, tips, and tricks. I mean, take it however you want, guys. I have no problem with that, and the best thing to do is just message me through Facebook, RVs with Big Bo. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned for some more videos, and look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.